Hello everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video I want to give you a free-to-play or low-spender guide to how to complete the Walking Tomb Dreng fragment event. We've got the full calendar of events, all of the different things you can get. Am I blocking this? I'm slightly blocking it. If we come over here we can see exactly how many fragments are available and from where. So yeah, full breakdown in today's video. By the way, what do I think of the champion? He's live in the game right now. You can check him out in game in the index if you wish to. Looks super cool. I have a full showcase on him, but I think he is actually a fantastic champion. AoE HP burn that cannot be resisted. He can activate HP burn on his A1s. Then he has a cool single target attack that balances the HP levels of your allies. Effectively makes it a very powerful heal. Really good champion. I was actually more impressed with him than I thought I would be when I did that playtest. So make sure to check that out. But yes, I got a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, and then we'll continue. Before we dive into that though, let me take 1 minute to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with just so much to do on it, from graphic design to photography, creative writing, lifestyle and productivity, marketing, business, entrepreneurship. I know for me, I should definitely be checking out this business stuff because I'm really bad at that, but I get kind of cheekily dragged over in my heart to the creative side of it as well. One of the courses I'm going to be checking out for sure is going to be Succeeding in Adobe Photoshop down here. Essentials for using Photoshop. This is going to be so good for me in particular. If you want to join in and you want to become a member of Skillshare, here's some great news too. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description down below get full access to Skillshare Premium for free for a month. Just an incredible offer. Once again, huge shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Definitely recommend checking out that link and all the courses they have available. Let's return to the video. All right, we are back, and actually one more thing before we dive in. Not a sponsor, but a really cool member of the community. We now have new artwork for the Nub Raids YouTube channel. I'm going to be getting it up for the Twitch channel soon as well, twitch.tv/nubkeks. So really exciting stuff, and big shout out to Orcanus on Discord for doing that. You might know him from doing the RB bot over on Discord as well, on the official Raid Shadow Legends Discord. He does the RB bot stuff. Really cool guy, was great to work with. So Orcanus, thank you once again for sorting out the artwork. All right, let's dive in here. Let's start off with the hardest of the hard. Let's start off with the hardest stuff. All right, so let's actually go bright neon purple for this. This looks good. The hardest thing to do to complete this are going to be these two events: Champion Chase for 15 and Summon Rush for 20. Okay, the reason being, in fact, if we break this down in red, because this is probably the most important thing, looking at our total fragments, guys, total fragments, number one, forget free-to-play low spend, forget about winning tournaments. It's way too difficult to win. You're going up against spenders, not going to happen, which means that you have 115 fragments total, right? That's the total that you're going to have. Forget this, it's 115. It means that you can skip 15. You can miss 15 fragments and still get him. But if you miss 20, you're going to be stuck at 95. You're not going to get it. Now, this is why it's so important. We look at Champion Chase, 15 fragments. You look at Summon Rush, 20 fragments. And in my estimation, these are the hardest things. These need lots of shards to complete. So you really want to skip 15 out of these. There's a couple of ways of doing this. This is probably the most helpful way I can show you. These are the typical values, okay? So in Champion Chase, you get points for getting champions, and the higher the rarity of the champion, the more points that you get. Typically, there's 5 fragments available for 750 points. Then there's going to be 10 fragments available for 2,500 points. So again, we can skip 15. So what you can do is you can get all of Champion Chase, which means you need to be able to get, you must get 2,500 points, and then you need to be able to rustle up another 1,750 points for Summon Rush. In Summon Rush terms, this is the most easily quantifiable because it's not based on luck. Summon Rush is based on opening shards. A Sacred Shard is 500 points. Void Shards, I think, are 120. So it's about 4 Void Shards equals the Sacred Shard. So it's just over 3 Sacred Shards. 3 Sacreds, and you're good to do this. Or in other words, 12, maybe like 14, 15 Voids will get you the basic chunk here. And then you're looking to double that, really. You're looking for like 25-ish Voids, 7-ish Sacreds, to get the full amount from Summon Rush, to get all 20 available fragments. So yeah, option number 1 is skip the big bar of Summon Rush, but you will need the 5 plus these two. The other option is to skip the 15 in Champion Chase. That's what I'm going to do, and do all of Summon Rush. This is something you really want to consider. It's going to be a Void 2 times event. Okay, let me actually change the color back. This is Void 2X, which is starting tomorrow. Void 2X. Now, people love to pull during Void 2X. They absolutely love to pull it. It's hard to tell people not to pull during a 2X event, but this is just something to consider. It's just something to consider, right? You figure out with your own shards, with how many shards you have, with how many fragment champions you've got saved up, if you're going to get any login rewards, anything like that that can help you. And obviously just even pulling green shards while you're doing your champion training. We'll mention that as well, but there's champion training on at the same time. So just grinding that campaign, keep pulling through your green shards. You'll actually earn a bunch of champion chase points as well. You get some points whenever you pull a rare in campaign just from the drops. Bear that in mind. Work it out for yourself. It really depends on your situation, but you need to be able to get this plus this. The safer way to do it is to skip Champ Chase and to just go for Summon Rush, because you know with how many shards, you can know exactly how many points you're going to get. But again, if you want to do only Summon Rush, you must get the full 3,500 points. So it's up to you. Like, it's a lot of Sacreds or Voids. But it might be more worthwhile. It might be the safer way to do this, because this is open for question, open for debate. So we shall see. Right, but bear that in mind, guys. Bear that in mind. For me, I'd recommend Summon Rush if you can. You'll miss out on some 2 times chances for Voids, but it could be a better deal overall. You're going to need to do at least a good chunk of Summon Rush anyway. So there you go. Okay, we've got that out of the way. Let's talk about a couple of really straightforward bits then. Okay, Classic Arena. Here we go. Classic Arena, 5 bits here. Got another Classic Arena, 5 bits over here. There's just the 2 of them. Very straightforward. If you're in gold, Classic Arena, this is super easy. If you are in silver, it should also be easy. Just make sure you do all of your fights per day. If you're in bronze, you'll need to buy extra, but this is very doable. The most important tip really for Classic Arena is use all your tokens on day 1. See, have you got 1/3 of what you need, because it's going to be on over 3 days. Because you need to get 1/3 of the required points every day. And if you're short on day 1, you know you're going to be short the other days, so you need to start doing some extra fights. That's basically how it works. Typically, these are very easy, very straightforward. Something else that is going to be pretty straightforward is going to be Artifact Enhancement. We only have 2 of them this time around, so we're pretty light. Pretty light on Artifact Enhancement. And actually, at this moment, let me also remind you that you can sort of see it here, but this is going to depend on your time zone when these events start. So for example, for me in Ireland, not part of the UK, got a comment on that on Discord already today. We are not part of the UK, thanks very much. Republic of Ireland, we are our own country. But for us in Ireland, in the same time zone as the UK, but not the UK, usually these events for me start at like 9 or 10 in the morning, and then they finish at about 9 or 10 in the morning, right? So it's going to vary where you are in the time zone. Maybe they'll start right at the end of the day, but finish right at the end of the day for you. But just be aware, they're typically on for like, these Champion Chase, the Dragon tournaments, typically on for, 3 days worth. So like what, 24 times 3. So 72 hours worth, right, of time is usually what it is. You'll see it in game. Just make sure to track it in game very clearly. Artifact Enhancement though, very straightforward. Save up your silver. Only spend your silver during these Artifact Enhancement events. These are actually very quick to do now that you've got the instant artifact upgrade. Just be careful. Save your silver. You can leave stuff rolled to 15 building up to this, or just save all your silver. Actually, it's perfect. Just always save your silver for artifact enhancement and you're done. What else do we have here? That's pretty much all the super easy stuff. Now we got the dungeons, and then we have the champion training. Let's talk about champion training. So champion training's actually started in the game. It's already begun. 15 points, and it's on for a long time. So this is a substantial event. My general recommendation with the Dragon tournament has started, as well. It's probably pretty straightforward. Yeah, this is usually what they do nowadays, but super raids should be on. Champion training event, here it is. So it's on for 4 days, so it's long enough. I think this one was looking pretty tough when I took a quick glance. Yeah, 6,500 points. Guys, watch my champion training guide. I have an entire guide on this for how to just get you in that mindset of min-maxing. Basically, one of the key things is never feeding like 3 or 4 star champions when they're level 1. It's going to be saving up those level 1 champions and giving them a bunch of XP, getting them half leveled before you feed them for some really efficient points. Look, you need to watch that video. It's one of the most popular videos on the channel for a reason. Watch that video, and this is really actually not going to be bad. You'll be able to blitz through this very quickly, especially if you got Bruise. If you don't have Bruise, though, it's still going to be very easy. I think it's actually not that bad. Now I look at it, not that bad. We're going to have another champion training over here. So, yeah, let's take a look at this. So, Dungeon Divers begins on Saturday. Dragon's going to be on for here. Do we have Super Raids on? Okay, so Super Raids are on, and they are going to be on for the full duration here. So, here we go. We've got some overlaps. Check this out. We've got some overlaps. So, we come in. Dragon. So, Dragon Tournament has started. And it's going to be running here. We've actually used that color already. My bad. Let's go for red for the dungeons. So Dragon is there. And then we've got Dungeon Divers. Let's make that a tasteful orange. Where are my colors? Over here. A tasteful orange color. Lovely. Beautiful. Right here. Okay. And Dungeon Divers right here. We actually have 3 Dungeon Divers. These are typically one of the more intensive events. So this Dungeon Divers will overlap on Saturday. So yeah, it's going to overlap Saturday, Sunday. So you can potentially, pick up this Dungeon Divers right here. Okay, so Dungeon Divers, you could do this for like the end of this Dragon tournament. That might be a very efficient way to do it, to get some good Dungeon Diver points in. You can see this Dungeon Divers one is quite awkward. It's only up for the end of Dragon. And then it's going to pick up in Ice Golem then after that. So my recommendation is very straightforward, really, which is, here we go, Ice Golem here. And let's actually draw a straight line up. Here we go, Ice Golem to there. So this is what I would recommend. It's very simple. Right now, I would actually start focusing on champion training. Get champion training done now. You don't need to rush to do Dragon. I would get a bit of Dragon done, though. You know, get some of Dragon done. You don't want to leave it all for Saturday, Sunday. Actually, it's good. Like for me, really, it's just Saturday only. Like I already know I've got plans on Saturday. You know, we're going out for most of the day, right? So don't get caught where real world stuff happens, social stuff happens, and you forget about it and you're screwed, right? Get some of Dragon done. Get some of Dragon done, but you can leave a chunk of it, if possible, depending on your time zone, for that Saturday, Sunday slot. Not much for me on Sunday, like an hour or two. And try to get it in Dungeon Divers. Same thing with Ice Golem. As soon as Ice Golem pops, presuming you finish champion training by then, which should be quite easy, really blitz out the Ice Golem as quick as you can. You don't need to finish all of it, but just get your Dungeon Divers done, and then you can take the rest of Ice Golem pretty chill. And move into the new champion training once it starts. So that's sort of your ideal way to do it. Start over here. So start over here. We can actually use yellow for this. Actually, let's use red for this. Starting here, then switch into Dragon. Do a little bit. Mostly focus Dragon Saturday, Sunday, if possible. But don't make it too stressful to get Dungeon Diver value into Ice Golem, and boom. Now, over here, similar stuff happening this time as well. So we've got Fire Knight. Fire Knight, which goes pretty much bang in with a Dungeon Divers event here. So if we draw a line down, beautiful Dungeon Divers, which actually perfectly overlaps with all of Fire Knight. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Focus once again on your champion training during this Dungeon Divers, okay? And then when Fire Knight starts, blitz through Fire Knight quickly. There's no reason to wait. Just get it done. Finish off Dungeon Divers 2 and you're away. And then the final tournament is going to be the Spider Tournament over here, which also perfectly overlaps with Dungeon Divers 3. So that's really no stress. There's no sneaky stuff happening there. It's really just the champion training stuff that's a little bit sneaky. But that's basically it. Bear in mind as well that there is a decent chance that we should have CVC will be Tuesday to Wednesday here. So this could be CVC. It could be personal rewards, possibly. It might be personal rewards. We don't know for sure, but CVC would basically be on during that Spider tournament. Spider's a great way to get points in CVC, so really just blitzing it through. There's nothing else going on at the time. Everything will end basically before CVC starts, and Spider and Dungeon Divers will pick up there. So just bear that in mind. Unfortunately, artifact enhancement does not look like it's going to overlap with CVC this time, so no free CVC points there. Just get this artifact enhancement done as soon as you can is pretty much how it goes. So I'd say, honestly, looking at this, overall, how tricky is this fragment event? How tricky? I think that there's not too many crazy tricks going on. I think the trickiest, the sneakiest part is definitely Dungeon Divers 1. It's a little bit wonky because it's clipping the end of Dragon and clipping the start of Ice Golem. I think this is the trickiest thing to watch out for. Then the rest of it is fairly straightforward, really, in terms of which events to do. The big question, of course, as always, is why we started with it here today, was the Shards. Champion Chase versus Summon Rush. So you got to make that big decision. How many Shards do you have? How many Shards will you have for Summon Rush? Because remember, you can skip 15 Shards only. You cannot skip the full 20 of Summon Rush. You cannot skip the full 20 of Summon Rush. You're going to need this at a minimum. Again, I reiterate, I think the smartest way to do it, if it's possible for you to do it, is to use your Voids and Sacreds and green shards to top it up to get the full 20 shards for Summon Rush, and you skip Champ Chase. Again, that being said, obviously 2 times Void events are super attractive. I'm probably barking up a tree here. I don't know. What's the phrase? Barking at a wall? Talking to a wall? I don't know. People are going to want to pull shards here anyway. But yeah, just base it off your shard situation, where you are at. Void 2 times events are really good. They're really good. Like the epic and the legendary Void champions are game changing. So tough call, but that's what you need to know. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Hope you found it insightful. And yeah, good luck with your fragment event. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.